What is up, everybody? Garrett here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know. See what I can do here. Cool. That looks better. That looks better. Gang, this was pretty random. So I don't expect a lot of people to pop in here, but I figured I would just come on here tonight. What is up, Holland Oats? Yeah, I don't usually just jump on, hey dude, what is up? And just do a show. But I'm home tonight. I kind of had nothing else going on. You guys know how it is. My house is kind of in shambles. I was working on the movie room a little bit here, just trying to organize some stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pop on this Saturday night just to see what everybody's up to, and I'll do a little Ask Me Anything Q&A, kind of tell you some things I have going on for the channel, shows that I got coming up, and just seeing how everybody else out there is doing. So let me know, and we'll get some people in here, and we'll just start chatting away from, I don't know, maybe I'll hang out here for about half hour or so. But yeah, we'll see if anybody's in the room, and we will jump back to it. It's John Cressup. Yeah, man. Back in the day, USA Up All Night would be on. Of course, this is kind of the vibe I was going for. I think with this one, but yeah, man, definitely. So, guys, yeah, I'm just seeing who's out there. You guys always ask, like, hey, can you do a Q&A? Or, hey, we would like to ask you about this. Well, now's your chance. I know it wasn't planned. It was just kind of random. So if nothing comes of this episode, I'll probably just end up deleting it anyways. But if there's some good stuff that kind of comes out of it and people are interacting, then, I'll keep it around for people to check out. But um, wow, Ken Carlson in the house here. Let me see. He says Vinegar Syndrome's Thriller on 4K, 50% sold out. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Especially because, in my opinion, the price point's pretty high for that edition. It's $50. And with Synapse already having their edition out at like a 19.99. I mean, I'm surprised that many copies have been sold. I bought the bundle the other night, so if you guys haven't, go back and watch that Vinegar Syndrome show. It actually was a real fun show. It was late. I had worked all day. I did a show right before we went live, so I was hungry, I was tired, and I know the other guys too were a little bit tired and beat. So, but man, you guys in the chat just made it a hell of a good time, and we had a boatload of fun there. So we all ended up buying the package, which, in my opinion, was the best deal. I mean, yeah, $200 to kind of jump at once is a little bit much. You can split it into 4 payments, which is also a good help. But there's some good titles, man. I mean, we got the Thriller. That already is a $50 set, right? So you take 50 off. Cloak and Dagger, which in my opinion is great. So that was definitely worth the money. You had Stanley in that double pack with Horror High. Horror High I have on DVD. I don't remember much about it, but Stanley I have as well. It's a great movie if you guys haven't seen it. And what was the other one there that they had that was another good one? There was a third or something that was a pretty good deal. So I mean, I thought the bundle was Miami Connection. That's a definite hit. If you guys don't have that, man, that movie is fantastic, and it would just go so well with your New York Ninja set. So if you have that, man, you need Miami Connection. And I'm telling you, that thing's been sold out for a while on Blu-ray. So I would say this thing is probably going to sell out at some point. So let me just jump through the chat here really quick. So we do have some people in here. Awesome, man. Slasher Freak. Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, I've known those guys a long time, and they were one of the driving forces to really get me to finally start a channel. So I give them a lot of credit, and props. And yeah, it's been a fun ride so far. And they knew I like was a really big fan of this stuff, and I had a huge, massive collection. I've been doing this a long time, and they thought I had a good personality for it, so they were really urging me to do it. And finally, we had the pandemic go on, and I bought all this equipment for work. I was like, let me just try this out. And man, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been fun, for sure. So thanks, man. I appreciate that. No, my hair. The headband thing is, you know, again, this is a little bit about me. Again, I might keep this stream, I might not, saved. So if you might hear a lot of things here first, and this may be the only time you hear it unless it's asked again. But uh, I've been big into pro wrestling since I was a kid. I actually did some wrestling on the indies for a little bit, and then as a kid, I was doing backyard stuff as a teenager. That was really big at the time, and the headband is to me is like a gimmick, right? So to me, it's kind of like my gimmick for the show. It was something I always really liked. Like, so for instance, I first saw like the headband gimmick from like Corey Haim. He was always seen on like Teen Magazine with like the headband and like a cool outfit or whatever. And I always was like, oh, it's so badass. And wrestling, I always wore a headband. So if you guys have never seen my wrestling pics or anything like that, always in a headband, bandana, headband. And so it was always kind of like my trademark when I wrestled in the indies. And again, because to me, it represents like Corey Haim, and then it's kind of feels like a little bit of an 80s vibe. So to me, when I did this, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the headband gimmick. And when I work, sometimes I'll do like I do fitness for work. So sometimes if I do like fitness videos or anything like that, I always have the headband on. So it's kind of like a gimmick for me. So when it comes to the show, headband's always going to be on. But we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, that's it. This is my hair under here. But headband is my gimmick for the show, and it just kind of took a mind of its own because of being such a big fan of wrestling. So I wanted to make sure to have some kind of gimmick. Uh, So anyway, moving on. Let me see. Ken Carlson. Let's see what he's going to say. I saw Lost Boys in here. I'm getting scared. One Rank can announce Lost Boys 4K. They've got to, man. They've got to. They have to. 87. So that's all right. This is the year to do it. Then it's going to be the year to do it because this is the anniversary year. So they have to. They have to for sure. Jim Powers. Yeah, man. I would recommend Cloak and Dagger any day of the week. It's a fantastic movie. It's about an arcade game, and it's got the kid from E.T., Henry, whatever his name is there, but the kid who played Elliot, he's the main kid. Great movie, man. It's like a kind of like a kids movie, but it's not. It is, but it's like a thriller, and there's some freaky stuff in it. So I would recommend getting Cloak and Dagger, especially if you don't have it or haven't seen it. I highly recommend Cloak and Dagger. Let me see what we got here. Hey, dude. Halloween 3 or Friday 3? I'm assuming you mean Friday the 13th, not Friday. I'm going to say Halloween 3, even though Friday 3 is one of my favorite Friday 13 movies. So let me see. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Thank you guys for jumping in and saying what's up, especially because this was just on the whim. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm really behind now. I want to make sure to get through everybody because I have the time. So Eric Samuel Perry, hey man, how's it going tonight, man? It's going well. Did some work down here in the movie room. Just trying to get a couple things organized. Shot a video that you guys will see tomorrow. So that was another thing I was going to talk about, guys. I'll do a lot of Q&A. I was thinking maybe spend like a half hour in here, but it looks like the chat's getting pretty wild and more people keep on popping in every minute. So thank you guys again for doing that. I wanted to kind of talk about just different things that I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks because, man, it's been crazy over here. Like, it's been nuts. I know I've said this a million times, but my house has been under renovation since January, and it was supposed to be done within 4 weeks, man. And we're going into April, and it's not done, and it's crazy. It's costing me a lot of money. It's nuts. There was some hiccups, and so with that being said, like the house is in shambles. I'm not here all the time. I'm in and out certain days of the week. Work's been crazy, so there's only certain days that I can really do videos as of right now, which wasn't the plan because I thought this was going to be done in 4 weeks. So like I had a lot of Karate Kid stuff planned for January that didn't happen. But what's been cool is a lot of people have been reaching out to me to be on their show, which I totally appreciate, which means that they obviously like what I'm my content, which is great. I can't say yes to everybody. I'm trying to say yes to as many people as I can. Sometimes things conflict or whatever, but um, with that being said, I just want to kind of throw some things out there. So if you guys didn't check last Sunday, so a week ago, I was on Justin Ryan 1988's channel. We talked all things Fright Night. So go check him out over there. Ryan 1988, great dude. One of the guys I was watching before I started a channel for years and years. So I was lucky enough to be a guest on his new series talking about horror movie memories, and we were doing Fright Night. So if you guys haven't checked that one out, that is on his page now. Really quick, I'm trying to think. If you guys didn't check out the Vinegar Syndrome that I did with Dead Pit a couple days ago, we did like a late night Vinegar Syndrome live by. Man, go check it out because like I said, it was so fun. We were all tired. We were spending money, and you guys were just making that chat so entertaining, and it was a fun time. So check that out as well. Let me just kind of scroll through the comments here, and I'll tell you a little bit more what's going on. So John Cressup said he wanted Tango and Cash. Yeah, Warner owns it. I don't think Vinegar Syndrome is going to put it out. I really don't, but I mean, I think it's going to be coming. Henry Boy, what's up, man? I don't recognize you from a lot of my streams, so welcome if you're just coming on here for the first time. Slasher Freak, what does he say here? Glad you did it, man. I love the video, especially trying old school food. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this again. The same but different, right? So we do a lot of horror stuff. I'm really big into horror, but I also want to kind of branch it into more like anything kind of nostalgia as well. Very 80s and 90s guy, horror fitting in that mix. If you ask me about a lot of current stuff, I don't know. I don't know a lot of current music. I don't know a lot of current movies. I did see X and I thought it was fantastic, but there's very limited movies that I'm seeing in the theater now. Very picky with what I watch. So yeah, so doing a lot of the old school food stuff, to me just kind of fits what I'm doing with the channel, and it gets my brother and his wife involved, which is really fun to be able to do stuff with them. And speaking of that, we do have a video. I have a little series with them coming up. We're gonna chill on the food for a bit. I know you guys like that, but we're gonna do a little series talking about the show Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was definitely a gateway show for me and my brother and my brother's wife as we were kids. So if you guys are fans of Are You Afraid of the Dark, we have a series that we're working on right now. We're gonna kind of pick apart episodes through the whole season. So for instance, right now we're going to be doing season 1. I think we're going to go through and review and talk about episodes 1 through 3. So that series will be kind of coming out within the next, I'm going to say you'll probably see it in the next week. We'll probably debut it. So if you guys are fans of Are You Afraid of the Dark and you like the videos I do with my brother and his wife, that is coming up very soon. So thank you again, Slasher Disc, for the kind words. Woo, 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 Hall & Oates. You know it. What's this? Adam's 80s fan. What's up, man? Are you getting the Friday the 13th 3? Are you asking me if I'm getting the Steelbook? No. It's cool, but I haven't gotten any of the Steelbooks for that. I've got to be really selective because I've already have so much Friday the 13th stuff. And space is sometimes becoming a little bit of an issue because of that. So I've got to be picky on certain things. So I'm not getting the Steelbook just because I never got the other ones. Ken Carlson, do I think that Vinegar Syndrome will put out any Corey Haim movies from the 90s? Oh man, he's got such good ones there, like Prairie of the Roller Boys, Dream Machine, Demolition University, just one of the girls. Another good one. What's the one? Fast Getaway 1 and 2? I think I could see Fast Getaway 1 and 2. I could see Prairie of the Roller Boys. I could see Dream Machine. I think those definitely have a Vinegar Syndrome vibe. If not, I definitely see maybe someone like Vestron or something, or MVD or something like that. Maybe more MVD getting those. Not Vestron, probably MVD. But I think they're coming. I think we'll probably see those because a lot of them haven't even gotten a DVD release. So, what's this? Boxes of briefs, man. What's in the name? I don't know, man. Sorry, I don't know if it's a guy, girl, but we're gonna say briefs, dude. Box of briefs. How's that? Does that help? Let's see. Do you have a favorite wrestling move? Diamond Cutter was a big one for me when that when that came out, it was mind blowing to me. It was just such a cool move, and especially because he could kind of hit it from everywhere, right? So at the time, that was really really cool when DDP kind of introduced that. Frankensteiner from Scott Steiner from the old days, another one of my favorites for sure. Um, Mental Deviant, dude, I can't believe you're here on a Saturday night. Is that a good or a bad thing? Like I said, this is very random. I wasn't planning this. I was just here working on some stuff, editing and some stuff, and I had some time to kill. So I was like, hell, you know what? I'll just pop on for like a half hour, see if anybody pops in, and then just do a little Q&A and just tell you about some stuff I have going on here. Let's see. So next one, Jim Powers. I noticed he changed a post in the background. How extensive is your poster collection? Pretty extensive, actually. Again, this is just me when it comes to things that I do. So when it comes to work or when it comes to the show, one of the biggest things for me is just I want to be all in. So I really want to try to make this aesthetically look really good. I feel very comfortable on the mic. So that to me, it's not like I'm trying to get over fear of speaking or anything like that. So to me, it's all about, I want it to look as cool or professional as possible. I want you guys to kind of see that I'm putting a lot of effort into certain things. So based on what I'm talking about, you might see the posters kind of change. So yeah, my poster collection is very big. I do, however, want to get some new frames. The frames behind me are 27 by 40. And the problem with that is that most original one sheets prior to before 1990, 27 by 41. So I have a lot of those, but I never really put them up because I don't have the exact frames. Now, I know people are probably going to kill me when I say this, but that Savage Streets is actually a folded poster, which is 27 by 40. It's the only one that I've done this with. And I folded the top and bottom to fit in that frame. And I hate doing that. It's signed to me by Linda Blair, so I don't see myself ever getting rid of it. But yeah, everything that you usually see behind me is originals if they take place after 90. And if you see something like Gremlins, right? Like I have the original Gremlins, but that one is a reprint that is signed by like 5 members of the cast. But the Run, like that's original because that took place in I think 90 or 89 or whatever, but that fits and that's an original. So most of the ones you see behind me that are post 1990 are all theatrical original posters. But yeah, I have a pretty big collection in this, and I'm not even including like my one sheets. Like when it comes to originals from 1990 to now, and any reprints that I have, yeah, I have a lot. So the hardest part is just kind of always changing them out because I'm assuming with time, the back of the frames are going to not like me just keep taking things in and out, and they might break and I'll have to get new ones and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. I usually try to have a theme for them most of the time. So, Adam's 80s. Good question here. Do I collect Fangoria back issues? No. I would love to. I love the old Fangos. My uncle actually had the complete collection for a while. He had the complete collection of Universal Famous Monsters. He's big in the magazines. I was collecting magazines for a little bit, but I do have some cool Fangorias. I have like the one with Brooke McCarter on it. I've got a cool Freddy one. But I just don't have enough to really feel like I should start collecting because I'll be so far behind. And it's just something else that I'll have and probably not be able to display. So as of right now, no. Is that something I could do in the future? Maybe. They're awesome. But I mean, like I have a huge collection of the old WWF magazines and they're just in a box and I have tons of them. Like probably, I don't know, from the beginning until they changed their logo from WWF to WWE. So, but yeah, I like that stuff. Joe Stradamus 75. Hi, dude. Hey, what's up, man? Who's putting out Fright Night 4K? Good question. I don't know who's putting out Fright Night 4K. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping whoever it is going to put a little more effort into it than just the bare bones edition, because I think if it's like Sony or something like that, like we're not going to get enough new stuff. I mean, if it's like Arrow or even if it's Vestron, I think they'll give it a little bit of a better treatment. But I'm my it needs one, but my gut is telling me it's just going to get like a standalone 4K transfer with maybe some special features that were on the Blu-ray. But I wish it came in like a big box or something like that because that movie deserves it, and I would love to see that happen. Pop, what's up, my man? I think you had a show tonight. I tried popping in really quick, but you guys were just finishing up. Um, so what I did, I went back and kind of watched it. It was like a trivia. Man, I would have been terrible at that. I live in a bubble, so there's only certain like certain things that I know a lot about. Like, Gone with the Wind isn't one of them. So, but man, that's cool, dude. Cool getting you out there and being on the channels and stuff. So, guys, Pop Movie Dungeon, great channel, buddy of mine. Go check him out if you haven't. Great dude. He's kind of new like me to the game, so he's been doing a lot of cool stuff. So go check him out. Let me see. Eric Samuel, you're a pro wrestler. I was a backyard guy back in my 90s. We did gives me chills. Yeah, man. So always been a huge wrestling fan. A little bit about me. Growing up, I was very small. I was one of the smallest kids in my class, in my school, forever, and I was always obsessed with wrestling. We were wrestling in my basement. We had built a ring out of, we had 4 poles, and we would put cushions and mattresses on the ground and put ropes around the poles, and we had gimmicks and characters, and we used to wrestle my brother, all the neighborhood kids. We'd have little events down there and stuff, and that was when I was real little. And then when I got to about middle school, we started doing it on a trampoline at my friend's house, and we filmed it. So I have like videos of it. We had characters and all this stuff, and we were really big into it. And then in high school, I really started getting more into the backyard stuff. So that's when that was really getting popular in like the 90s and like late 90s. And we were doing a lot of that. And I actually was really good for someone who's like untrained, and a couple of my buddies, we were very good, and I wanted to be a pro wrestler. That was like my goal in life at that point. So I remember going to the guidance counselor, and it was like senior year, and they're like, "What are your plans?" And I'm like, "Oh, I think I'm going to go to Killa Kowalski School," and basically they were like, "Oh, we're going to call your parents about that." So there was like a big meeting, and yeah, everybody was basically telling me like I was too small to be a wrestler, and it wasn't going to happen, and this, that, and this. So, that's what really got me started in fitness. And, I was like, I'm going to do this, even though they tell me I can't. And, a part of me listened, and, going back and listening to all these wrestlers now, and them being like, everybody told me I couldn't do it, and I showed them and I did it anyways. I kind of regret that. Like, I was kind of the opposite. Like, once everybody kind of told me I couldn't do it, I kind of shut the door on it. Like, I started lifting and working out and stuff. I tried out for Tough Enough one year, didn't make it on the show at all. And I just kept working out, and I when I got a good job, I started to pay for wrestling school. And I did that went to school for about almost 2 years, and then started working on the independents for about 2 years. And then a lot just happened in my life. I got married. I bought my first house. I opened a gym. So a lot happened at once. So I said, I'm going to put wrestling on hold for a bit, get this situated, and I'll go back to it. Well, I never went back to it. And, it is kind of one of those things I kind of regret, because who knows what could happen again at that point. But, I was also older then. Like, I was also in my mid 20s by the time I started. Right. So, if I would have started right from high school, it might've been different, but I didn't end up starting, actual school until I was in my mid 20s. So, yeah, so it just didn't really pan to anything. I met some cool people, in that time. And, I know a lot of people, like if you guys watched the show I did, with, the Horror King, Vincent, he was in Ring of Honor. He's on Impact now. And, he was somebody that I was, in organizations with around here, and we'd be on shows together and stuff like that, and we stayed in touch because we both liked horror. So if you guys haven't checked that out with him, go back. We do a big Lost Boys stream. He's a good buddy of mine, so he's a real good guy. But yeah, that's kind of my wrestling story. Sorry for babbling, but You see, we got Dirk Hall. He's always here. What's up, brother? I'm a painter by trade, and I know how that sounds like subs dragging their feet. It sounds like wait, I'm a painter by trade. You know how that is? Sounds like some subs dragging their feet. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but painter's good. It's good. I'm sure you're pretty busy. Everybody wants stuff done at their house. Oh, is that what you're saying? Is that what this has to do with my house? Um, Maybe if it has to do with my house, basically what happened was a big part of the renovations came and it was damaged. So we had to file a claim and then they had to reorder some stuff and customize some new stuff. So and then we can't move forward on anything else until these are taken care of. So it's just been prolonged and it's tough because like I don't even have a kitchen, I don't have this. And so, that's why I'm only here specific amounts of time right now, just because it's just limited stuff I have availability to. Um Heck, Springfield was great and almost St. Elmo's fire. Oh wait, that was Rob Lowe. Piz, what's up, dude? I hope you're still in here, man. Sorry, I'm kind of getting late on the chat. Man, what is up, dude? Another guy you guys probably all know. Uh, with Dead Pit, he was another guy. Like Wes and Piz are probably the two people responsible for me to be doing this. I've known them both for quite a while. We did a little show together called WrestleManiacs back in the day. And they knew I had a pretty extensive collection. They were kind of urging me to like start a channel. So I give props to them and thanks Piz for everything you've done. And if you catch region free, you can see me on there sometimes. And so I appreciate that for sure. But yeah, man, how are you doing tonight? It's a random late night stream for me. I'm just here, had kind of free time. And I said, let's see what's out there. I never do these kind of Q&A type things. So I figured it would change it up. And there's quite a few people popping in for something that wasn't even promoted. What we got here? Slash we were in contact with the Dead People while they were on their hiatus. Yes. That is kind of like how this all started. Yes, I was. I was in contact with them. I know Wes really wanted to continue doing stuff, and that's kind of where the WrestleManiac show came out. They were on kind of a hiatus, and he was trying to come up with a new idea. He just wanted, some help, and we had me and Piz, and we did a show with him and Freddie Young and Jason. I'm trying to think what his YouTube channel was. Man, he had a great channel, but he doesn't do too much on it now. But we did a show, and it was kind of like my introduction to the whole YouTube type thing, and that's kind of how it started. And then that ended just because wrestling was getting really poor at that time. So and we remained in contact. And when I decided to finally do this, it was like, Wes also was like, I want to get Dead Pit back because, we can do a lot of things virtual now, which they never really dabbled with too much back then. It was all like radio and audio. So I said, yeah, man, I know, I know Uncle Bill's busy and, if you need help, like we can cross some ideas and come up with concepts and, maybe stream together so you don't feel like you're all doing everything by yourself. And that's kind of how it started. So, when I started, they kind of made the comeback. And then when Uncle Bill realized that he could do everything from home and not have to go to the studio with Wes every time, he was like, oh man, I'm back in. This is easy. I can do it from my house. So that's kind of how it all happened. It all happened kind of around the same time. So hold on. I got this big question here. Oh man, how do I say this? Raider Nation Cali. So I gotta know, are you a big Two Corey's fanboy like myself? I mean, yeah, I am. No, I mean, I was a big fan of them as a kid. But what's interesting is my favorite movie from them is The Lost Boys, and I actually didn't see that till later. You would have thought that would have been something as a kid that I was like really into, but I didn't see it till a little bit later. But like License to Drive and was my big introduction to Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. I mean, I've said this before, like am I a Haim or a Feldman guy? If I had to pick one, Corey Haim all day, but I think Corey Haim should have been more. I feel like he could carry the movies at that time. Corey Feldman, I mean, he literally was in everything I loved. Like when I look around this room here and I see Gremlins behind me and I see Friday the 13th part 4 and I see Goonies and I see Ninja Turtles and The Burbs, like Corey Feldman was in everything that I loved as a kid. So there's no denying Corey Feldman, when it comes to what great movies he was in. And I wish that they had done more and were a bigger success. Uh, and I know Corey Feldman's still doing his thing, which is great that he's still out there. But Guy, if you're a big fan of the Coreys, and if you're new to my channel, go check out. We did a cool video retrospective on Corey Haim's full career. I did it with a guy, Staunch TV, who's another big Corey's guy. And we did that in December. It was actually on Corey Haim's birthday we did it. So if you scroll through my videos back to December of 2021, you can check it out. We did like a full Corey Haim retrospective. It was a cool show. Hopefully, Misso Kono. I hope I'm saying that right. How did you meet the Deadpool Boys? It's funny because like we live nowhere near each other. Where I found them online. The podcast back in the day when I was just like hardcore collecting. I was doing DVDs and watching YouTube for like ideas on maybe movies that I haven't seen. And, then I found Dead Pit doing podcasts. And so I listened to them religiously. And then I would jump on the message boards and like see what everybody was saying. But what was funny is I was very quiet on the message boards. I was there reading, but I never really posted. I think Piz was on there. Jay Stingray was on there. Probably a lot of you guys that are still hanging around were on there as well. And I never really talked to anybody. I was just kind of looking like for recommendations on movies and stuff like that. And I think what happened was, I believe there was something that happened where Wes might have mentioned on a show that he wanted to, get healthier or something. And, he was looking to he's like, oh, I need a fitness routine or I want to eat better or whatever. He was just looking to kind of, clean up what he was doing and lose weight or something. And I reached out to him and said, hey man, I'm a big fan of you guys. I've been listening to you guys forever. And, I'm a fitness coach. And, if I need any tips or whatever, I'll help you out. So that's kind of how it started. And he reached back out to me and said, hey man, whatever you can do for me would be great. And, I kind of coached him from afar and he ended up losing 100 pounds and, during that time. And then he met Sarah and we remained friends ever since. And that's kind of how that started. And then obviously he introduced me to Uncle Bill and then we did the WrestleManiac show together with Piz. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it started. That's how our relationship really started. I've always known them, but they didn't really know me until I threw that out there one day and kind of helped them out. So that's kind of how we started becoming friendly was during that. And, it's one of those things where, I do fitness for work. I do, I train people one-on-one or in groups or online. So, I have a big clientele online. So I never really talk about it too much, but if anybody out there in the community, is ever hey man, I know I should work out. I know I should eat better. I know I should do this, but it's not really my thing or I don't feel comfortable there or, just want you guys to know, I'm one of you guys, right? So I get it. And that's kind of the cool thing too, is if anybody ever needs, anything I'm definitely looking, I could take on some more online clients. Right now, I can't take any more in person per se. So if you guys lived around here, but online, I could probably take on some more and get you guys started or give you some structure or whatever. But yeah, that's just kind of how we met. And yeah, so we've been friends ever since. Dirk Hall says, what's up, Pops? Hey, Piz. Adam's fan remembers USA Nightmares and USA Up All Night. I remember Saturday Night Nightmares. I kind of remember it. Sorry, I'm scrolling down. Oh, cool, Piz. Piz says he loved Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah, man. That was one of my favorite shows. I can remember every Saturday night. It's we got to get home and see Ren and Stimpy and Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was a big to do. My mom used to work late nights on Saturdays, so we'd always be my dad. And he'd always take us out to arcades and or my grandmother's to eat dinner or whatever. And we always had to make sure to get back for Are You Afraid of the Dark and Ren and Stimpy on Saturday night. Snick. Yeah, Slasher. So cool, man. I'm glad you guys are digging the Are You Afraid of the Dark idea because you'll probably see the first video probably by, I'm going to say maybe by next weekend. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up now. John Cressup, do you still have much left on your VHS? I got back to in 2015 and built a collection up. What's funny is, I mean, I wasn't planning on being here this long, but I have a box of VHS right here that I've been like meaning to do some kind of stream or video, just being like, hey, here's what I have left because I had a real big VHS collection. And when I was really getting into DVDs, I was living at my parents and I was like, I need the space, I need room. So I had to dump. Well, I decided to dump all my VHS because I was getting everything on DVD anyways, and I needed that wall space. So I can remember like taking garbage bags and just like filling them with VHS, like mainly horror, and selling them to some dude online for like nothing. Like he must have gave him like 200 tapes for like, I don't know, $80 or something. Nothing. It was like around that time in like maybe 2008 to where um you couldn't give them away. Like VHS were worth nothing. And if I would have just held on to them for like another 3 years, like there was that boom period, right? And now looking back on it now, I wish I still had them, right? Because just for nostalgia purposes, I just had so much. Like I had the cool like Texas Chainsaw media video or whatever, and I had a Last House on the Left one, and then I had that damn. I mean, I wish I could have this again. I had Black Roses that had like a an embossed front. And one of my favorites was I had a Frankenhooker that like you would press a button, it would talk. And I've looked to try to find another one online, and they're so expensive, especially for them to work. And I just like tossed that in a bag and like sold it to some guy. It sucks. But I do have a box here of the ones that I kept. And mainly it was either ones that I just grew up with and I couldn't part with because they meant so much to me. And like, like all the Friday 13th, all the Halloweens, all the Nightmares, like I still have those just because I just loved having the full collection and stuff. So I was planning on doing a little stream or video where I just kind of went through each one because I took this box that's been stored away forever and it's been sitting here and I really haven't gone through it. So I don't even know like kind of what's on the bottom of this, just what I see here. So maybe one of those days I can just do a stream where I just like pick out what's in here and we can talk about it. Joseph Damas, The Watcher is a good movie. Yes, it is. Brian, what's your bench, bro? It's not great. It's not as good as yours, but I'm getting old, man. I don't care about that stuff as much as I did in my 20s. I just need to. I'm a dad now, man. I just need to like be young, look young, feel young, still work out, be active, and when other parents or people see me, be like, "Oh wow, he's in really good shape," because I'm really gonna probably be 10 years older than most parents when my kid gets to be 10 because he's only 3. So I had him a little bit later. I was married like 10 years before we decided to have him. So to me at this point, it's like based on having to work all day in fitness. And when it comes to that stuff, like I'll still push it and try to see where I can get, but I'm not trying to crush any records because it's like, man, I gotta stay healthy. So as long as I look good, feel good, like I'm golden. I'm golden. All right, keep going here. Let's see. Joe Reese. Sorry if I'm behind, guys. Hey, Gary, do you think Vinegar Syndrome or Shout Factory will put out the Watchers? I hope so, man. DDT all day. Deadliest finish ever. It is. It's one of the best. One of the best. Yeah, man. John Cressup says, man, Scott Steiner hitting the Frankenstein was unreal. Yeah, dude, it was like mind blowing for a kid to see that. Man, I'm way behind on this chat. Oh boy. Sorry, guys. All right. Mid-level. Says what's up. Hey, Ken. Keep your eyes open, buddy. Keep your eyes open if you're still in the chat. My 1984 video is dropping tomorrow, pal. So if you guys don't know, Ken from Mid-Level is doing like the month of March. It was do your top 10 movies from 1984 video. He's kind of having, it was kind of like a little contest he was doing or like a little, game that he was doing. I thought it was pretty cool. And when I looked at 1984, I was like, oh my God, this year is stacked with stuff that I like. So I wanted to make sure to do a video. So that'll drop tomorrow. What's in a name? Haim had some of the hottest scenes in Screen Nicole. Man, you know what? I didn't realize that. Like, and when I bought that and watched it, I was like, I was blown away, right? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That's a very graphic movie. I can remember meeting Nicole Eggert and I had her sign a picture of her and Corey. And the dude in front of me was having her sign a blown away one sheet original poster. Thought it was kind of funny. Got the RoboCop 4K on pre-order. Can't wait. I do. I have the Steelbook on pre-order. I do have the Blu-ray set, so I wanted to hit the Steelbook up just because it looks so nice, and I didn't want to kind of mimic the same set that I have over here. Um, Slasher Pizzle is in the house. Pizz is still here, man. Hell yeah. Cindy, all right, new. You must be new to the channel or to the chat. It's not someone I see on a regular. So what is up, Cindy? Thank you for popping in. I appreciate that. Let me see here. Let's see. You have some air footage of your backyard wrestling trampolines and all. I'd love to get transported back. I have them. I have everything I've done on VHS. Actually, I gotta say, I have everything I've done from trampoline and backyard on VHS still. Anything I did in indies, I like don't have anything. So I've contacted the promoter a bunch of times and been like, dude, you have any like my matches? I was only around for like, I was only around for like a year and a half, 2 years. You got anything for me? I was in a cool storyline though. As a rookie, like I came in as like a mystery partner for this guy, and then we kind of became a team, and then we were really pissing off like the commissioner and stuff like that. And the name of our team was oh man, what were we called? Oh shoot. Leo Cambria was my partner. We were called I think we were the Faction of Attraction was our team. And yeah, so we were kind of busting like the commissioner's balls a lot, and he kept putting us in like tag matches where like the stipulation was if we lost, we had to like clean the bathroom of the building that we were in and stuff. It was kind of cool. It was fun. But yeah, I have a lot of that footage. I would love to get it on YouTube somehow from VHS. So it is something I would love to work on. I do think maybe I might have some footage of one match that I was in. Not in the, it's weird because like I had a transition where our last event for backyard, like we were getting really kind of hot, like in that era, like for our town, like we were on public access. And we did this one event where we kind of teamed with like an indie promotion, and we did it inside a building. So it was actually a backyarders working with the indie promotion in a building for a show. So I think I might have a match from that on my YouTube somewhere. It might say like IHWF match. I might have like clips of something on my Instagram maybe. So there might be one thing on there, but nothing too crazy at all. And yeah, what movie? Hey man, I totally agree. It's okay. Life happens. Things happen for a reason. Man, I totally agree because I look at it now and I'm like, what would it be if I did go that route? What would I be like? I don't know, man. I could have a broken neck. I mean, who the hell knows? There's a lot of things in my life that I feel that way about, that kind of transmit. It's like if I didn't take this step or I didn't fail here or whatever, like I wouldn't have been here. So I get it, man. And I think like that for everybody. So when you think things are bad or you think things are down, what I always say is just try to control the controllables. There's a lot of things we can't control, but you want to try to take the things you can and just try to better those. Therefore, it's not like all this stuff on your shoulders. It's just the stuff that you have in trouble that you can't control that you're really going to try to focus on and move forward. So I kind of use that analogy when it comes to a lot of different things in my life, and I think it really helps. I'm a very not stressed out person. Very, very not stressed at all. And I know a lot of people do have a lot of stress and stuff. And I'm just a pretty much happy-go-lucky guy, more or less. Don't let many things bother me. But I know not everybody's that way. But yeah, man, I totally agree. I mean, there's a lot of other things that could have went different ways for me. So thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. I assume you're talking about the wrestling story. Appreciate that. I must be way back on this chat here. Gus, what's up, man? How are you? Physical Media Miklich, what's up, brother? I know he just started a YouTube channel, so you guys go check him out. Physical Media Miklich, I think he just started a channel recently, so yeah, go check him out, guys. Sam Perry, what does he say here? That's awesome. I never had the guts to try pros backyard. They told me about busting a bed. Yeah, luckily, even with backyard, I was one of the safer guys. Like, didn't do a lot of crazy stuff. I'm trying to think like the worst thing that happened. I don't know. Like I used to jump off ladders and stuff, but I mean, through tables, I mean, that's about it. But like there was dudes in my backyard that were like getting like fire stuff with fire and tacks and stuff. I never did any of that. Oh, you're welcome, Pop. Hux Pop Culture Cafe. Here's the guy who just did the trivia. So go check him out. He's got a channel too, guys. Hey, Rod, sorry I missed your trivia show. Pops crushed it. Yeah, I watched a little of it afterwards. I jumped in. You guys were like just finishing, and then I went back and started watching it again. Man, I would have been very bad at that. Like I was saying, is like I'm in like a bubble when it comes to the movies that I really know and I'm into, and like even like the main ones. Like I was even saying, like you asked me stuff about Gone with the Wind, like I'm not going to answer those right. But no, very cool, man. And I like your setup back there. You got a cool little setup. Oh man, how am I going to say Cinemurdrum video? You've got a full house for mystery double feature. What two lesser known movies would you pick to keep an audience locked until the end? Okay, I would say Tough Turf would be one, and I would probably either put that with Class of 1984, or if you want to do a double Spader video, I would say New Kids. So I would say Tough Turf, no doubt, and I'd probably put that with Class of 1984 or the New Kids. I think Class of 1984 is probably more, will keep people more intrigued. New Kids is cool, but it starts out a little bit slow. So that's what I would say for two lesser known movies. And those are two movies that I'm really working on, trying to get some cool stuff from the show with. I'm working on some stuff right now. Hopefully it'll come, to a rise here and I can get some of that done, because those are two movies I really want to dive deep into because they're some of my favorites. Robert Long, I see him pop in. What's up, man? Corey Haim was supposed to be the Goonies. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Now, was he supposed to be Mouth and Feldman was not, or was he supposed to be in it with Feldman? I always, what's funny, even as a kid, like when I first learned about the two Corys, I always kind of thought for a little bit that like Corey Haim was Aston. Like I was like, oh yeah, he was in Goonies, and like I kept thinking it was him. That's who he was in Goonies, but no, it wasn't. Future Boy, hello 80s kid. What's up, man? Alexander Lumberjack, what is up, brother? How are you, man? What do you know about Olive Films? They seem a lot harder to find out of print titles. Olive Film Brewers. Do you have any many from them? I did, Brent. Man, I don't recognize you a lot from the chat, so welcome. I do. I had a lot of Olive. I don't know what's going on with them, because they were like a real big boutique label when they first started doing boutique labels. And man, like Firstborn is one I keep talking about. Find it. It's Olive. I think it's still around. You got to get it. I have like Thinner, and I have it with the slipcase, and I know that was kind of hard to get because I got it right away. Boogans with a slipcase, I got that one. Olive's got good stuff. I think they even did like Last American Virgin. Like there's some good titles from Olive. I don't know how out of print any of those are now, but they have good stuff. Stranger Boy 101, what is up? Cinesteph. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thank you. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. 1983 Kidco needs a 4K Blu-ray. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know that. What is that one? Tell me. Sean Brown, what's up? Slasher Home Video. What is up, man? Another guy who's also got a YouTube channel, so you guys can go check him out. What's up, B-Rad? I'm about to go watch the sexy new ticks in 4K. Yeah, man, check it out. I've actually not watched mine yet. Speaking of that, I had the Olive ticks on Blu-ray forever. So I upgraded to the 4K ticks, but I haven't even watched mine yet. Man, like if you only knew what's on the side of me over here, I've got so much stuff that I haven't watched yet. And because also too, I'll get into some more things that I'm gonna be doing upcoming. And Haulamania is one. So I do that with the Dead Pit Boys. Instead of doing monthly hauls, which what I used to do, we're splitting it into like 3 months. So we're doing like a Haulamania where all of us show what we got. So that's usually like a couple hour show. So the problem with that is it just like I have everything stacked up here for Haulamania, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then also too, I have some stuff like from before that I wanted to watch. So just piles of stuff over there. So keep your eye out. Haulamania is coming very soon. We're going to plan it around WrestleMania, which I think is only like a week and a half away. So keep your eye out for that. Dark Corner Media, what is up, man? What is up? Dirk Hall, do you remember Night Gallery in the right? No, I do not. Dude, I'm 30 minutes behind. What time is it? No, I'm not. I'm like 10. Tales from the Dark Side and Monsters. Yeah, I love those. Maze of Stories was good too. Yep. Vision Quest is a great movie. Robert Long. I love that one about wrestling. Um, oh, Piz says I shared some wrestling footage on Facebook years ago. Yeah, I probably did. Thank you. Uh, slash a video. Yes. Short time, just independent work and backyard stuff. Probably I haven't. I mean, I'm going on. I stopped wrestling in 2009, I think. So it's been a long ass time since I've done it. Uh, all right, so you must have just jumped in. Why you always wear a headband anyway? Cool shit. Never knew all this stuff about you. I talked about this at the beginning, but yeah, nobody's ever really asked before. Like I said, I was big into wrestling, so to me, when I started this, I was like, hey, I want to have a gimmick, right? And I want to have something that everybody will just know it's me. And the headband thing was always something that I really was into because this was something I saw Corey Haim do way back in the day. You'd see him on the cover of like teen magazines and he'd have like a cool outfit on, but like then he'd have like the headband. And I always thought that was really rad. So growing up, like even my wrestling, like if you look at all my wrestling things, I've got a bandana or a headband or something like this on. My whole time wrestling was just part of my gimmick. And even when like I said, I'm into fitness, I'm a coach and sometimes I'll do like a lot of online classes or whatever. And I always rock the headband. So when it came to doing the show and I wanted to make sure like, oh, I'm going to talk about 80s and 90s, I was like, you know what, let me do the headband thing. So again, it's just kind of a gimmick for Born to Be Rad. So yeah. But if you guys want to see me without it, go to my Facebook or my Instagram. I have another Instagram, which I do just fitness stuff and it's GPS coaching. So I do a lot of fitness stuff on there. And a lot of my videos, I don't have the headband on. Garrett and I had, Pizzell said, Garrett and I had a match. I ended his career with a brutal DDT. Yeah, it'd be bad if we had a match, Piz. If you guys don't know, Piz is a big dude. He's big. You're gonna find it. It's gonna be on one of our things. Him and I actually met up in person, which I've never met up with the guys from Dead Pit at all. We're working on something. So keep your eyes and ears open because we're looking to do like a big meetup and hopefully you guys could meet up with us as well. We have some ideas floating around about that. But I have met Piz and man, there's a picture of us and he looks like he could choke slam my ass. He's a big man. So yeah, having a match with Piz would be a rough one. Yeah, man, we need Black Roses and Trick or Treat on Blu-ray. I'm gonna tell you this: you're gonna probably see Trick or Treat before you see Black Roses. So put it that way. But yeah, I'm actually more of a Black Roses guy. I know that's not the most popular thing to say, but I love Black Roses a lot. Joe Stradamus, what is this? Are you a fan of Leonard Nimoy's The Search? I remember staying home from school just to watch it. Dude, you know what? I've never seen it. Never seen it. Backyard Wrestling on Xbox. There was a game, wasn't there? I do remember that. What? Alanis Morissette? Oh, wait. Are you saying her drummer is the same drummer? Not her. Wait. Alanis Morissette didn't die, did she? No. Was he her drummer as well? I don't know. You're scaring me over here. I can see that. You see Corey Haim and Brian Austin Green and Brothers. I can see that for sure. Stone, what's up, man? Hey, are you? I don't know if you're still in the chat. I'm like 5 minutes behind or whatever. How exciting is that, dude? Cloak and Dagger is coming out from Vinegar Syndrome. Is it a Blu-ray or 4K? I don't remember, but it's cool that it's coming out. Stone's a big fan of that. Go check out his channel too, guys. Man, this dude is full of knowledge when it comes to movies. And he had me on his show to do a little Cloak and Dagger. We did like a watch along on that show a couple months ago, and he does a lot of watch alongs and stuff like that. And man, he knows his stuff. So go check out Stone Gassman. Really nice guy. Recommend it a lot. What's in a name? What's up, man? How did you get into collecting autographs? Basically, it started when I went to my first convention. I think I went to my first horror convention probably in maybe like 07, I think. And back then it was like you pay $20 to get in, you pay $15 to $30 maybe tops for autographs. with free pictures, and I loved it, man. I loved it, and meeting these guys and these people, and having things signed, and I went through periods where regret like what I got signed because at first I was like, I'll sign this DVD, but that sucks because it's hard to display, and I wouldn't recommend having them do that. Just because it's hard to display that, and formats change so much. It's like you're just gonna like I have a Corey Haim signed Lost Boys DVD, and it's beautiful, but it's tough because it's like it's Lost Boys is like one of my favorite movies, so it's fine. But like I have Rob Zombie's Halloween's slipcover DVD signed by like the whole cast, and it's just sitting on my DVD shelf. I don't want to get rid of it because it's signed up by everybody, but it's not displayed or anything like that. So, I would never recommend that. Or like a piece of paper, I wouldn't recommend. I would say like a poster, mini poster, 8x10 of the person. What I like to do now is I like to try to get something unique signed by somebody. So let me think. And you know what else is weird too? The whole like original movie poster signing thing. I'm on the fence about that a lot. I've done it sometimes, but I try not to because a lot of people say that it devalues originals if you get it signed. I'm not a huge I'm a collector, but I don't know the ins and outs of that to know if it does actually make it worth less. So, like for instance, I have a Gremlins one sheet original, and then I have that, which is a reprint. That one's signed by like 4 or 5 people, but that Savage Streets is original and it's signed by Linda Blair. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, but yeah, I loved collecting autographs and I still do. The problem is now is that it's very expensive, and I've said this before. I'm so happy that I started early because I was able to get so many people out of the way. So many people now that have passed away. And now when I go to conventions, I might have like 1 or 2 people in mind, and I don't mind spending a little bit more just because before I was going for more quantity, right? Now I'm more about quality because I have the quantity. I have a lot of these people now that were once $20 that are now 60. So I'm lucky to have that. Like I got Robert Englund at $30 and I had him sign like multiple things. And now Robert Englund's over $100, So, I mean, I'm very glad that I was able to kind of do that early and get it out of the way. So those are some things I would recommend on the autograph scene is, unless you got unlimited funds, great. But, find something unique to have signed, something different. Don't do the DVD or a piece of paper or anything like that. Even like a Blu-ray, it's tough too. I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, if you get a 4K of that movie and the only reason you're hanging on to it is because it's got an autograph on there, that can get tough and it's hard to display them. Stone, it's funny you bring that up, buddy. Do you have the Blu-ray of Savage Streets? I'm actually quoted back in the real name where they would quoted my. Really? Hold on, man. Actually, you know what? I think I have it right here. Hold on. This one? I know they put out a bunch of different ones. Wait. I don't know. It says in the back, I loved it. I found it a genuine blast from the start to finish, a heavy dose of unadulterated fun. Is that you? Is that you? It sounds like something you'd say. You let me know. That's amazing. If it is. Or is it a different Blu-ray than this one? This is the one I have. I know I think there's another 1 or 2 that have come out since then. And I have a bunch on DVD, a bunch of editions. So unless it's on there. That's cool, Slasher. Somebody came out the other night. Who do you think will be Miguel's dad on Cobra Kai? I'm hoping someone cool like Benny the Jet. Man, it would be kind of cool to have like a crossover character from another movie or something. That would be badass. I think it's probably going to be a new character, but that would be pretty cool. Langoliers. I mean, blue I could see for sure. Thanks, Stone. Stone says, be sure to smash that like button. Yeah, we've had quite a few people in here. You guys are being chatty, which I appreciate because this was not planned. And I'm already on here longer than I thought I was going to be. Eric Samuel said, I used to tie a bandana around my leg like Chachi from Happy Days. So cool. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Do it. Yeah, I know Taylor Hawkins died, but was he also the Alanis Morissette drummer? Yeah, Stone. You didn't know? Cloak and Dagger, bro. Go Vinegar Syndrome. It's on sale right now. Go get it. And it's 4K, I think. Um, yeah, Gus. We were talking about that earlier. I usually swap them out for big shows. I try to keep a theme, you know, generally. But sometimes I'll just leave them kind of hanging around if I don't have like a specific theme. It kind of sucked today because I did film a video for 1984, so I was like trying to get movies from '84 up there, and I was so stressed out because I was like I couldn't find a couple one sheets that I have or a couple posters that I have that I wanted to put up here. So I was like, I was getting so mad and I was like looking everywhere and I was like checking behind frames and all this stuff. And I was just getting so frustrated. I don't know what I did with them. I'm not usually someone who misplaces things. So I ended up just putting these up and doing the video anyways. But yeah, I was super bummed because I was like looking for Terminator. I was looking for try to think what else I was looking for. Ghostbusters. I couldn't find them, and so that kind of bummed me out. So I just threw those up there because they were around because I was so tired of looking for them. It was getting late. Um, Stone. That is so cool, man. That is awesome. I love Savage Streets. Love. That's great, dude. That's awesome. I'm impressed. Wait, I think I'm caught up. Don the Dragon Wilson, he'll be cool on Cobra Kai. It would be cool on Cobra Kai. All right, so I'm caught up now. So if you guys have anything else you want to ask, great. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to kind of run down some things that I've got planned or just different shows. So if you guys are tuning in, you can make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not, because once these start coming out or once I start doing premieres, just make sure if you want to be there for the stream, just set the reminder up. So, like I said, last week I was on Ryan 1988's channel. So you can check me out there. We did a Fright Night retrospective. And he has this new concept show, which is pretty cool, where it's like horror movie memories. So he brings on a guest and they talk about their memories of a specific movie. Ours was Fright Night, which I couldn't have asked for a better movie because that's one of the first movies I remember seeing, horror movies, that I just was completely head over heels for. So you can check that out on his channel at Ryan 1988. I did the Vinegar Syndrome I talked about a couple days ago with Dead Pit. So again, guys, it was a fun stream. So go check that out. Tomorrow you can find me tomorrow night. I will be guesting on the Unita Horror Podcast. It's Christian Hannah's podcast with Nick at Lost River Drive. And I'm a guest on their show tomorrow. So you definitely want to check that out on his channel, Planet CHH. And I'll be a guest on that podcast / video show tomorrow. Another one that's really fun, guys. It's a real fun show. We talk about some awesome horror movie sequels, and we kind of give a list of some movies and we chat about them. And, we all have kind of different tastes in certain movies and stuff. So it's a very interesting show, very entertaining. So I would definitely check that out tomorrow night. I will be on that show. And what do I have coming up? So I said I'm doing the Are You Afraid of the Dark series with my brother and his wife. So you'll see that start popping up soon. What do we have? So I've got Rad Recommendations, which is my show where I talk about movies that I love and my guest really loves too. And we chat about those movies and try to get you guys to either check them out for the first time or to go check them out again and talk along with us in the chat. And I've got a couple that I'm working on right now, just dates. Teen Wolf is going to be one that's coming up. I've got Class of 1984 is another one that's going to be coming up soon. I'm just trying to really nail down some dates. And Last Action Hero is another one. So those three are the ones that are coming up next. So keep your eyes out for that. Also, we've gotten great feedback. If you didn't check out my stream on the Burbs with My Killer Podcast, Mel, and we're kind of working on maybe doing like a James Spader show, a retrospective with him. So that's kind of in the works as well. Hall of Mania, which is the show I do at Dead Pit I talked about, that we show everything we've gotten within like a 3-month span. So That's coming up soon. We should be announcing that within the next week because again, we wanted to do it around WrestleMania. Final Four, which is another show I'm going to be doing with the Dead Pit Boys. That's going to be in the next 2 weeks. So keep your eye on that. We already talked about it on a stream. Basically, we're doing the final movies of Romero, of Carpenter, of Craven, and of Toby Hooper. And we take their last four movies, not including Scream 4, and we put them in a little bracket and we talk about them and we see which is the best of the four. So pretty cool concept, guys. So we might have a lot of fan interaction with that one. So keep your eyes open for that one. You should start seeing a reminder set very soon. We also are doing a TV Terrors with the boys from Dead Pit next Thursday night. I think around 10 p.m. We're going to be doing a TV Terrors. We're going to basically be talking about horror movies on TV. So again, we might actually bring up Are You Afraid of the Dark on that one. I'm going to be doing a poster stream talking to Steve Piper. I don't know, the Pipe Man. We're going to be talking about movie posters and screen prints. So if you follow me on Instagram, I posted my movie room today with some screen prints on there. And we're going to kind of be diving deep into that whole game. So I think that'd be pretty cool because I'm a big collector of that stuff. So that is also in the works. And when I hit 1,000 subs, so I got 2,000 subs and my house renovations are done. When both of those things are done, I'm going to do a room tour, which is probably my most requested video since the day I started YouTube. My birthday is coming up in about 2 weeks. So if I can smash 1,000 subs before that, that would be great. So again, share the videos, tell your friends, make sure you sub if you're watching my stuff. And yeah, so those are the big things coming as far as shows. And guys, I'll be hitting up Chiller in New Jersey, Chiller Horror Convention, Chiller Theater, at the end of April. So if anybody is hitting that up, come say hello if you see me there. I will be there. And let me catch up on the chat now. I think that's kind of all the news, upcoming news that I've got going on here. Let me see. Strike First Media. Look at this guy. What's up, man? Love all your Cobra Kai Karate Kid pieces. Hey, thank you so much. Big fan of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Yeah, I was supposed to do a lot more in January, but my house is under renovation, so it kind of put a little damper on that. I also was going to get a cool guest with me to talk Karate Kid figures. So it's still in the works, but I'm just kind of waiting for the perfect time. But yeah, thank you so much. So make sure to subscribe Strike First Media if you like that, because I'm super into Cobra Kai and Karate Kid. So you'll see a lot more of that coming to my channel. Stone, Class 84, Guilty Pleasure. Man, I love Class 84. Class of 99, yep. Gus, thank you for all your support, man. I'm loving the content. I love the live stream with Mel and the Burb, so I'm excited to keep it up. Thanks, man. That got a lot of good feedback, that one with me and Mel. A lot of views, a lot of good feedback. So yeah, we're working on something else because people seem to really like that, and they thought that we had good chemistry, and you know, we kind of matched as far as the aesthetics, and yeah, a lot of good feedback on that. Vanderhoff, what is up, man? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate that. Now, guys, if anybody else has anything you want to say, I will probably hang out here for 5 minutes and I'll probably jump off here. Thanks, Eric. Nice lineup. Yeah, excited. So again, just make sure if you see him in, just hit a reminder so you don't miss him. Doom Asylum. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I have the code red Doom Asylum. I never got the Blu-ray. I don't remember who put it out. Somebody, I think it had a nice edition too. Dudes, if Sasha Mitchell showed up in Cobra Kai, that'd be killer. That'd be awesome. There was somebody I thought I always wanted to show up in Cobra Kai. I forget who it was. Like a cross brand. I forget who it was though. Oh, you know who it was? If you guys ever saw the movie Never Back Down, real cool movie. You might see that on Rad Recommendations. It's basically, like, in my opinion, like the perfect Karate Kid remake. And they have a couple characters in there I would love to see show up on Cobra Kai. Cam Gigadet, his character in Never Back Down is killer, and I would love to see him show up. The problem is like, it's a weird age, right? Like, he's older than the teens, but he's younger than Johnny and them. So I don't know how he'd fit in, but he's a fan of mine. Oh, Vanderhoff, yeah, man. Hit up Chiller, dude. if you do and you see me there, come say what's up. Because again, you guys are gonna know me before I'm gonna know you. So don't hesitate to come say hi. I'll be walking around. Uh, looks like a great show, man. I'm excited to meet Peter Weller. Very excited to meet Peter Weller. So I'm hoping he doesn't cancel because he's like one of the main reasons I'm going. Um, Huge Weller fan. So he was somebody that's always been on my bucket list that I've never got to meet. So when I saw him on there, I was like, oh, I gotta go and check it out. So yeah, guys, again, thank you so much for everybody who popped in and said what's up. Again, this was just on the whim. Um, I'm not sure if I'm even going to keep it. Maybe I'll keep it for a day and take it. I don't know, but I'm happy with what you guys, all the chat and stuff coming through. Um, so again, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you got a little bit more insight about me. If you guys like this style, just the just chit chatting, late night asking questions and stuff, I'm interested in doing more of this. So again, we're on the road to 1,000 subs, man, right now. So let me make sure if you're checking this out or checking the videos, hit that sub button, hit the like button, so it kind of shows people what's going on over here on this channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and definitely all the kind words. And it's been a super fun ride. It's like, honestly, like, with the pandemic and my son and all this stuff and work being so crazy, like, this is honestly like been the best thing for me as far as social interaction and chatting with people and getting out there, because it's like, it's fun for me. It's stuff that I really loved, and I put on the back burner for so long until I started doing this show, because it was just, everything in my life was just taking up all my time. So it's been real cool to kind of meet all you guys and people who are into what I get to say, and other people that want to collab and stuff like that. It's been real cool. So definitely Side Hustle, what's up, man? Jump in at the last minute. Yeah, watch the replay, I guess. Like I said, it's not really a lot of good nuggets in this. It's just kind of me telling you about me, answering some questions, telling you what I've got in store for the next couple months as far as content that's being booked out. Again, check out Side Hustle. He just smashed 500 subs and had a cool show over there. So definitely check him out. He's great, and you'll probably see us collab on something at some point. Matt, what's up, man? We've been chatting all weekend. He was at Horror Hound. He's gonna come check it out, the replay. Dude, Robert Long of Unknown Origin is another one on my rad recommendation list to do. So you're gonna definitely see that one probably within the next couple months. That's another one, man. Love it. Rad in chat. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man. So guys, thank you again for checking this out. Keep your eyes open. I will be having a video hit tomorrow talking about my top 10 movies of 1984. So definitely check that out, and make sure to post in the comments on that video if there's anything in there you've never seen, or anything in there that maybe I missed. But again, there's a lot of bangers in 84, and just in general, but to me, I'm kind of like, great movie. It's made a lot of money, this, that, but it's not one that I always go to. So thank you guys again. And this is Garrett at Born to Be Rad. And like always, stay